Hello everyone, welcome to Roma Theory. I hope you're all enjoying your Saturday. Everybody's relaxing. I hope everybody is enjoying their summer holidays. If you're a student like me, or if you are enjoying your maybe last few weeks of work before your real summer holidays. Now, would it be a fresh new day without a new name linked with us? It wouldn't, because we are linked with yet another striker. It's not a new link, because I've mentioned him in past videos, and he's always been in the background of everything. We've always kind of taken it in consideration, but kept him in the background of everything. And his name is Duvan Zapata from Atalanta. Nicolo Schira, a few days ago, has said that Duvan Zapata has been offered to us. Now that Atalanta have completed the Scamacca deal, they are in need to sell Zapata. Actually, they're not in need to sell Zapata because they already sold Højlund to Man United, but they want to sell Zapata. And a big transfer hint regarding this is coming from their pre-season friendly. They are going to play a friendly game in Berlin, Germany, and they did not give a call-up to Muriel and Zapata. Both the two Colombian players are two players which are out of the Atalanta project. They've grown at Atalanta a lot. They've matured at Atalanta a lot. They've scored a lot of goals together. They stayed a lot of years under Gasperini's regime, but they're out of their project. They didn't give him a call-up. So Zapata is kind of being put on the transfer list by Atalanta. Again, do we get Zapata? Do we not get Zapata? First of all, is this true? I don't know, because again, I've always said this, I'm so tired of this transfer window. This has been the worst transfer window as a Roma fan in 17 years of my life. Because every single day you wake up and two new players are linked with us. I am not understanding anything about this transfer window. It feels like the ownership isn't understanding much about this transfer window either. Every day we're linked with new names. Every constant day, every hour, a new name gets popped up on Twitter or on the media, which is not fair for the fans. It's total disrespect for a fan base which just lost a European final and is searching for stability in their environment. You know, after losing that Europa League final, the one thing I wished about our transfer window, for the respect of us fans, for all the respect of the fans who flew to Budapest or the fans which followed Roma and all of that, is stability in the environment. That's the number one thing you need when you lose a final on penalties in a European game, in a European tournament. You need stability. And I am blaming the media. I'm not blaming the ownership, because I knew that a transfer window was going to be a complicated one. I've been saying this since November, that this transfer window was going to be a very blocked transfer window due to the fact that we've got so many FFP sanctions against us. And I'm not blaming the ownership here. I am blaming journalists. And I know that's their job. And everybody here has a job which earns them a living, which brings them food home, which brings them a home, and all of that. But Roma is a team which, since 20 years now, has been targeted by the media. And the fans are the people who get targeted the most as a result of this. Because it's disrespect. It's disrespect, especially because we are in need of stability, something which we don't have right now, because it's not possible that we are so confused in this transfer window. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I bet you the ownership is also confused as a result of these media launches. So I'm not liking this. But speaking about Zapata, I have to be honest with you, out of all the names, I think out of all the names that we've been linked with in these last few days, he's the best in terms of characteristics, because he's a strong striker who uses his physique a lot and therefore makes himself valid in the box. He's a Serie A proven player. What was that? Wow. I had to burp and laugh and like speak at the same time, and Voldemort sound came out of my mouth. So he's a proven player in this area. He's not in his youngies anymore, but he's not his oldest. You know, we've been linked with 35-year-old players and all of that. Zapata's a yes from me, but again, the only question on Zapata is fitness. But I am tempted to say I don't care, because it feels like every player we're linked with has got fitness issues. From Renato Sanchez to Arnautovic to Zapata, nothing changes regarding fitness. So I have a feeling, yes, fitness could be a problem, but fitness can be a problem with every single player we've been linked with in this transfer window. But out of all the names, Zapata's a yes from me, because he knows how to score goals. He knows how to score goals, and he's a physical beast, and that's the striker we need. That's exactly why Marcos Leonardo, I fully support that deal, but Marcos Leonardo can never be your first striker. 1, because he lacks experience. 2, he's never played in Europe before. And 3, he's not a physical striker, he's a fast striker, which can come handy in our characteristics, especially if we want to transition to a more offensive style football, but definitely not as first striker. So again, updated wish list is Zapata and Marcos Leonardo. But again, as I said yesterday, strikers all depend on Ibanez. Fabrizio Romano has said that Al Ahly from Saudi Arabia are now interested in signing Ibanez. If Thiago Pinto is smart here, what do we do, seeing that Nottingham Forest and Al Ahly, 2 teams which already, and I've got money, want Ibanez? If we're smart here, you know what Pinto does? He starts a bidding phase. Look at what West Ham did with Scamacca. The higher the offer, you get him. The more teams are interested in one player, the quicker we have to be to react and start a bidding phase. Because if we start a bidding phase, we're gonna hire the 25 million offer to 30 million. Especially because Atalanta retain 10% of the resale clause on Ibanez. So the higher we get, the better. 25 I think would be great. But if you start a bidding phase, that can increase exponentially if a lot of teams are interested in him. But this bidding phase will only happen if we are smart. If we actually acknowledge that we can get quite a lot of money if we start a bidding phase, we do that. If we're not intelligent enough to understand that, this won't happen. Nottingham Forest interested in him, Al Ahly, both teams can spend money. Why not start it? So a lot will depend on Ibanez. Because say we get 30 million from Ibanez, I have to be honest with you, if we get 30 million from Ibanez, we could easily get Boulaye Dia, for example, as a striker, and that would be great, because he's young, he scored a lot of goals, and all of that. So this transfer window has got a lot of question marks, because we are as uncertain when it comes to selling players as we are to buying players. And those 2 things, for a team which isn't in Champions League and is targeted by FFP, are linked together. Because the money you get from selling players, you invest in buying players. So that's big. I think Zapata's a yes from me. But again, it's one of those players which can turn out to be great, but it can also turn out to be a flop like Belotti last season. I am re-seeing a Belotti signing in Zapata, even in an Arnautovic. It is very important to say that Mourinho, having understood that Morata can't happen unless Ibanez gets sold and all of that, Mourinho wants Arnautovic. Now, that might be crazy to you, going, why the hell would Mourinho want a 35 years old who's publicly said he's always injured? Mourinho likes Arnautovic a lot. Mourinho launched Arnautovic at Inter. So I'm reading, and I've been told that Mourinho is a big admirer of Arnautovic and would be very happy to recruit him in our team, obviously backed by someone like Marcos Leonardo. Because starting with Arnautovic, who's publicly said he's injury prone as your first striker, and then he gets injured, you're back with Belotti. So Arnautovic is one of those signings which we have to back with a secondary striker. I am not understanding anything. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're understanding something better than me, but I feel like all of us are on the same level. Nobody is understanding an absolute crap, because we get linked with names every hour. So we will see who we get. What is 100% certain is that we are going to get a striker, and I'm very curious to see who we get, if not 2, because the objective of the Fredkins, said by Angelo Mangiante and Gianluca Di Marzio, is to get 2 strikers. We'll see how it goes. But if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the link of the channel with your families and friends. And yeah, let me know your opinions on Duvan Zapata, ARNAUTOVIC, and all of these names. So yeah, talk to you soon. Simo out.